Good morning, students. In the previous class, we were discussing about your half wave and full wave rectifier. In that, we have discussed about half wave and full wave rectifier and also some of the terms. So the most important term, as far as your half wave and full wave rectifier is being concerned, is your, what we can say, efficiency, or maybe DC, how much DC your device is actually providing. So in case of half wave rectifier, as one of the students is having discussion with me that we are actually rectifying only half of the pulse. So efficiency is half. No, efficiency is much more than below than that. Also, your DC is severely affected. Here you can see your DC is having a value like this. So you're going to take average of this over this duration. So it comes out to be Bm by pi and 0.318. So I have given you assignment that you can try of your own for full wave rectifier. So this is for full wave rectifier. Your DC supply, DC or DC power or average power is Vm by pi. So now we could also have discussed about your center tap and your other one, that is your full wave rectifier. So in full wave rectifier, we have discussed about your bridge type. So this is typically a bridge type rectifier. In that we know that alternate diodes are working. D2 and D4 will be working in one cycle and D3 and D1 will be working in the other cycle. So in this case, your DC is this much value, and also your peak inverse value in this case is Vm only. While in case of your center tap, your peak inverse value is around 2Vm. So that's the problem with your center tap. And one more problem with the center tap is that we need a special kind of transformer called center tap transformer, which we normally do not want to use. So these are the certain problems that are associated with your rectifiers. Then we come towards certain points that are related with your rectifier. So we will be discussing them one by one. So center tap full wave rectifier, in that your peak inverse voltage is 2Vm. We already know that. In case of bridge type rectifier, your peak inverse voltage is Vm. So after the end of the class, you are supposed to make a table like this, in which you will write the name of the rectifier. Suppose this is your half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier, and in full wave two types. And then here you will write various parameters which are actually discussing. Or you can do other way. You can write half wave here, full wave center type, and this is bridge type. And then here you can write out the various features of your particular rectifiers, and you can make a comparison. So is this clear? What kind of comparison you're going to make?
एक बार सर दोबारा बताना सर प्लीज.
Yeah. So on this side, you are supposed to write the name of the rectifiers. This is half wave rectifier. Fine. This is full wave rectifier. And in full wave, we are having two types. So you can write center tap, and this is your bridge type. And here you will write out various parameters. So first thing is DC value. This parameter you are going to write. Then you are going to write your peak inverse voltage, and so on. Whatever we are discussing now, you are supposed to write all of them. Okay. So is this clear now?
Yes sir.
Okay. So because this will give you a fair idea how you are actually going to compare these three type of rectifiers. Okay. Now coming towards circuit analysis, and in that we will be having some calculations on various parameters. So the first thing we are going to calculate is peak current. That means instantaneous value of the voltage applied over total load of the system. and here system is your rectifier. So maximum current is Vs max. So why we are talking about instantaneous? Because average value of your AC is 0. So that's why we talk about instantaneous. So when in case of two diodes, you are having your resistance being 2 RF, where RF is the resistance of a diode when it is forward biased. So in case of single diode, you are having RF plus RL over this. And in case of two diodes, 2 RF plus RL, and this will give you I max. So this is the one thing, peak current. That what is the peak current in case of your rectifier? So here you can calculate using this formula. Second is output current. So output current is like this. So that means this cannot be written. So we need to have its AC value. So AC value is quite simple. So when we talk about full wave rectifier, your DC value is 2I max over pi. In that case, in voltage, it is 2V max by pi. So current is 2I max by pi. Then next is your DC output voltage. So your DC output voltage is your IDC into RL. So what is your current? Current is 2 by pi I max, and this is your RL. So suppose this is your resistance at output, and here you are having value of RL. So what is the voltage across this? So voltage can be given by current into resistance. So current is IDC. So voltage is this much. So this much DC you are going to obtain at the output. Now next is your RMS value of the current. As you already know, in AC we do not go for average value. We go for RMS value. So RMS value, how do we calculate RMS value? We calculate RMS value. We have a resistance or load. We pass a particular DC current through that and note down how much heat is being produced, and then we pass AC, and we will look at how much AC is required to produce the same amount of heat as DC. So when we compare these two, the AC equivalent is called RMS. So its value is being given by maximum value of current over root 2, DC by root 2. So this is your RMS value. So normally when we talk about your alternating currents, we talk about RMS values. We don't talk about average values. So this is the fourth value which we are talking about. Then RMS value of the output voltage. So this is again your current into resistance. So current is this value, and this is load resistance. Next important factor as far as your rectifiers are being concerned is form factor over peak factor. So I think you have not studied basic electrical engineering. So I will be discussing them in later slides or maybe in the next lecture. This is form factor. This is your peak factor. So once again, I'm writing Kf is your form factor and your Kp is peak factor. This is basically the ratio. These are basically ratios of your RMS over IDC. Okay, or something like that. So we will discuss it in the next class or maybe in the later portion of this class. The next portion that is important is, as far as your rectifier is being concerned, full wave rectifier is being concerned, is your efficiency. Efficiency is being denoted by eta. So efficiency formula is your ratio of DC power to that ratio of AC power. Ratio of DC power to that ratio of AC power. So DC power means what you are getting at the output of the rectifier, and AC power is what you are providing at the input of the power. So efficiency, the technical meaning of efficiency is your output by input. So in rectifier, your input is AC and your output is DC. So what is DC in rectifier? IDC square into RL. So power is equal to I square R. We know that formula. Then what is your IDC? IDC is 2 by pi I max I max. So we square it, we are getting this particular value. So this is your PDC. Now this is your PDC. This is a constant value, and on this port we are actually applying AC input port. So at input port, what is your power? That is again I square R, but here you cannot write AC as it is. You are supposed to write it as IRMS square into RL. So here you are getting both the values, PDC and PAC. So you take the ratio, solve it, and you will get a efficiency of 0.812 or 81.2%. 81.2%. So that means 19.8% power, 18.8% of the power is wasted in your rectifier in case of full wave rectifier. Another factor that is of concern is a ripple factor. So it says that your under root of form factor square minus 1 is equal to this value. So form factor value is here. So 1.11 square minus 1. So it comes out to be 0.482. Now, this I think, yeah. Now coming towards other values, peak inverse value, this we have discussed. So in case of full wave rectifier, bridge type, it is BM. In case of your center tap, it is 2 VM. And in case of half wave rectifier, it is BM. So maximum current you know already, VM over RF plus RL. So normally RF is very small as compared to RL. So your maximum current is VM over RL, where VM is the maximum value of the voltage you're getting at the output. Next is your DC output current. So DC output current is equal to DC output voltage over RL. So it comes out to be VM over pi RL. Okay, this is for half wave rectifier. Then your DC output voltage is VDC is equal to VM by pi. This we already have derived. Then RMS value is equal to VRMS over RL. And VRMS we know the maximum value of VRMS is VM. So it comes out to be 2RL. And VRMS is equal to VM by 2. In case of half wave rectifier, in case of full wave rectifier, it is under root 2. Here it is 2. So next is form factor. So form factor is actually the ratio of root mean square value over average value. So your root mean square value is VM by 2RL and your IDC is VM by pi RL. So we substitute these values here. Your form factor for your half wave rectifier comes out to be this. Similarly, peak factor, peak factor is equal to peak value of your voltage over RMS value of the voltage. So peak value is VM by RL and your RMS value is VM by 2RL. That is at the input. So dividing it, we are getting 2. So these are the values as far as your half wave rectifier is being concerned. Now coming towards your output frequency. So please note that normally under standard conditions, your AC frequency is 50 Hertz. So as far as your rectifier is being concerned and half wave rectifier is being concerned, your frequency is same as input. Whatever frequency you are having at the input, the same will be at the output. So there is no change in the frequency as far as your device is being concerned. Now coming towards the efficiency. So your efficiency is the ratio of DC by AC. So it comes out to be ID square by this. This is your DC and DC value can you find out from here. And your RMS value is already known to you, AC value. So you substitute these two values in the equation, this equation, and you are getting efficiency as 0.406. So that is what we are talking in the previous classes, that your efficiency of half wave rectifier is almost 0.40%, sorry, 40% or 0.406. Then there is one more important factor, that is ripple factor. So ripple factor means your DC is supposed to be like this, but it is not like that. It is having something like that. So this is called a ripple factor. So pulsating output of a rectifier can be considered to be contain a DC component and AC component called the ripples. Undesired value should be smallest. That means under ideal conditions, your DC should be like this, but it consists of some pulsating AC. So that are called ripples. So normally we try to make it zero. So ripple factor can be defined as ratio of the effective value of the AC components of the voltage present in the output from the rectifier to the direct or average value of the output voltage. So your AC component present over DC component. So this can be directly written as form factor square minus 1 under root. So you know the value, substitute it, you will directly get 1.21. There is one more important factor as far as your rectifiers are being concerned, that is called regulation. What is the importance of regulation? Normally we assume that there is no change in the conditions, but sometimes what happens, due to some change, you are putting a bigger load at the output, then that will change the functioning of your device. So that is called regulation. So the definition of regulation is variation of DC output voltage as a function of DC load current is called regulation. So it can be defined as voltage no load. That means if this is a rectifier and you are not putting any load across this and you are measuring the voltage, so you are getting a voltage here, and in the next condition you are putting a full load here. So no load minus full load over full load into 100. So that gives you percentage. So for ideal power supply, output voltage should be independent of load and percentage regulation should be 0. So normally no load minus full load is 0. So percentage regulation should be 0, but that is not the case. We do have some percent of regulation. So once again, I am repeating this thing, that if this is your device and you are not having any load here, then you will measure the voltage across this point. You will write it here. This is called voltage no load. Then you are putting a full load here, and you will note down this voltage and write down here over full load. So you divide it, you are getting some number. So in the ideal conditions, no load minus full load means there should be no difference. It should be 0. But in practical conditions, it is having some values. So these are the things which we normally discuss. This is the last slide regarding ripple factor. So it is the measure of effectiveness of a rectifier and defined as the ratio of RMS value of AC component to the DC component. So RMS value is DC square by AC square. So this can be written as form factor square minus 1 under root. So for half wave rectifier, it is 1.21, and for your full wave rectifier, it is 0.48. So that means your full wave rectifier is having less ripple factor. In the coming classes, we will be working on the several aspects, like how you can smooth, because your output is not smooth. Your output is like this, but your desired output is like this. So what are the things you are going to do so that you get a perfect DC or pure DC? So the coming classes, we will be discussing about filters and maybe a few numericals on the basis of these knowledge which we have gained in this class. So if you have any doubt, you are free to ask me. We will discuss that.